Hello, audience. Welcome to Brain Tunes with Archana in yet another episode of Braindancing Bytes by Mr. Dilip Mukerjea. Today, I have with me Mr. Jitendranath Mehato, who has been an integral part of Braindancing Bytes for several episodes. Welcome to Brain Tunes with Archana, Mr. Mehato.
Thanks, Archana Madhusudhan, for inviting me once again for your Brain Tunes with Archana.
Lovely. So, Mr. Mehato, let's start off with today's episode of Braindancing Bytes. And the topic that I have chosen for today for discussion is the happiness factor. So let me first quickly run over what Braindancing Bytes is. Braindancing Bytes are a series of articles penned down by Mr. Dilip Mukerjea, who is an international best-selling author. He is an educator, a philanthropist, and a visionary. In the course of a couple of episodes that we have completed on Brain Tunes, you must have gone over the insights that Sir gives. So talking about Dilip Sir, he is the CEO of Braindancing International, an educator par excellence. He loves children. He has brought in many modern methodology of teaching so that children can learn in a better fashion. He is a presidential award winner, and he is also a martial arts specialist, having trained many girls in the act of self-defense. Talking about today's article, Mr. Mehato, the happiness factor. What comes to mind looking at this title?
See, happiness factor, everybody wants happiness, but nobody has time to think on the happiness. Everybody wants. See, be it whatever life you are, whatever career you are, wherever you are, everybody always something in the mind. If I would have done this, I would have been a happy person. If I would have done this, I would have been a happy person. If I have taken care of my health, I would have been a happy person. But how many people take care of the happiness factor? Sit back, think over this factor. So let's talk more into it as what Dilip Mukerjea sir has spoken about it.
True, Mr. Mehato. And the index that sir has given here, smile index and the laughter index, he has beautifully portrayed what the happiness index is with the emojis or the stick figures that he's drawn here. So he says, rate yourself and your organization on the happiness factor chart to the left, the chart which is given here. And if your ratings fall below 0, misery prevails. You do not have any joy within you to even offer a smile. And I think this is a very common scenario in most of the organizations. Whatever organization we go to, Mr. Mehato, today, people are focused on just delivering their job, and there is no real joy in even discharging their duties. So if we look at the figure at the far end on 0, has a very glum expression. As we move up the scale till 10, it moves into laughter. You would be surprised, Mr. Mehato. I came across an article the other day which said that according to a recent survey, the course which is in highest demand in majority of the top-notch universities of the world is the happiness course. I was shocked as to people really want to learn how to be happy, and they are taking courses for this, and these courses are in full demand. What have we reduced ourselves to? Such a pathetic state. What do you think, Mr. Mehato?
Okay, so every organization needs to work on the happiness factor. So generally what happens, every organization has a work for the business stakeholders who has invested on the company. But the demand from the investors is so much that even the CEO or the directors have huge pressure on them. The pressure somehow comes down to the employees. Employees are in tremendous pressure. Everybody, every day as he gets up, he has the pressure, he has to complete X, Y, Z task by the end of the day. And he doesn't have time to think on other stuffs, even his health. Nobody has time to exercise, even your finances, how to manage your finances, your relationships, you don't have time. So because of all those things, we are moving away from the happiness. Unlike when we were at childhood, we were so happy because we didn't have all this to bring up a family, to take care of the your old parents, or take care of the children, think about your children. So because of that, we are so busy. That is why the author has rightly said that you need to have a smile index as an laughter index. So why this scenario has come to us? Unlike in earlier days, there were very few jobs in the village or in the small towns where it was there. Like a barber used to do barber's work, his son used to do. They were happy with that because they didn't know that a barber can start a big saloon, hi-fi saloon, and they can earn huge. That thinking was not there in that time. Now there's the for a haircut, simple haircut, you see in a village the cost is X. If you go to a parlor in a big city, it costs 10x times. They sometimes doesn't cut that level also. But so people think that I'm doing the same job over the years, and other person is not doing much, only with hi-fi saloon they're earning so much. So then what happens? He loses his happiness. You have heard of the 99 club. Uh, this is a small story I will sum up. One of the family was very happy. A king and a minister was passing that way, and the king was thinking, why this family is so happy? The minister said that they are not into the 99 club. So the king said, what is this 99 club? So wait for a month, I'll let you know. So what the minister did, he took some gold coins in a bag and put 99 gold coins in the door of that family, which was very happy. And when they woke up the next day, they saw the 99. Then that person counted and where is the one coin? They are looking for where is the other coin, 100th coin, and every day. So in this way, they lost the happiness. They were so happy. After that, every day he used to count, where is that 100 count? So everybody, that happiness lies in that one coin. So if you don't have any coin, you are happy, but you want to earn something, and that brings down all your happiness. Then the next time, when then there was a big disharmony in the family because of that one, and the son and the wife said that why he's not letting us use that money, and they started using it. Then there was a fight between them. When the king after a month saw, the family started fighting. When the king was passing, the family, they heard a lot of sounds. Then the king said, what happened? Then he told the story. So this is all about your desire and all. Even Gautam Buddha said, your desire and selfishness is the cause of unhappiness in the world. So you should have the contentment, what you want. You should define yourself. What will bring you happiness? Sometimes we said that if I have a very big bungalow, I have a very pleasing and handsome, beautiful spouse, smart, intelligent children, I'll be happy. And they end up after getting all this thing, they are not happy. So we should do an analysis on ourselves and understand what defines my happiness. For you, the happiness factor may be something else. For me, it's based on what I need, it should go accordingly. So you need to do a self-analysis, what you want, then you can define your happiness factor, and accordingly you can live a happy life.
Agreed, Mr. Mahan. That is so very poignant, the 99 Club. We always think of the little thing that we do not have, not acknowledging everything that we possess. And that is the cause of misery. This applies not only to the personal life, but also to the professional life. And that's the reason that Mukherjee sir has rightly pointed out. Organizations, check where are you on this scale. So he says, people who meet you will come away in a state of rhapsodic radiance, provided you just smile. Not necessary that you laugh all the time, because again, that would make you look like a clown. But a smile is not going to cost you anything. And I completely agree, Mr. Meheto, when you say that we are more focused on the material things rather than having gratitude in whatever we possess. And I think we can go ahead with the discussion as humor is something which has to be an integral part of our lives. Humor, used skillfully, greases the management wheels. It reduces hostility, deflects criticism, relieves tension, improves morale, and helps communicate difficult messages. Fabio Salo. So, rightly said that when something, it is a way that you put across your viewpoints or thoughts that actually makes a world of difference to the person who is listening to you. One kind word, a small smile is all that a person requires, right? And we have seen this many times in life. We're beaten up with all the different scenarios that we are struggling in. We are juggling several balls, and all of us have immense pressure from different perspectives or different angles of life. But until and unless we know how to actually handle ourselves, we create that emotional balance within ourselves, it becomes very difficult. And sometimes when we are all the time hostile, when we are all the time grim with a grumpy expression, it starts the relationship. People try to avoid you. They are like, God, Archana is here, let me make my escape better. If I do not spread that joy around. Not necessary that joy is not always in material things. It is also in this one small word, smile. And that is the reason that Sir clearly says, research discovered that outstanding executives use humor. So bosses who are a joy to be around are well loved. Otherwise, people try to shrink away from the vicinity in which the person is.
Okay, so this reminds me of the movie Anand. Everybody has watched it. Rajesh Khanna. He knew he has a deadly disease. He will die in the 3 to 6 months down the line. But still he was so happy. He was spreading happiness. I think that may not be a real life anywhere, but movies, your books, and whatever stories we read, that depicts something that gives up some message which we can follow if you want. So, what generally happens in a life, if I do something wrong to you, instead of you understanding and explaining me that way in a positive way that that is wrong gesture on your part, you also tend to be negative upon me. Then what happens? Second time again, I spread the negativity, you spread, and the happiness factor goes off from both of us. So that's the main factor. What, as per my experience in life, what I've seen that that's not a for any negativity. Negativity is not the response. You need to give positive to them. You need to be positive to them. Like in the uh, like you have seen some people who are very very pleasing, so even the negative people when they meet them, they try to become positive, they pretend to become positive, and that pretension, when they practice it, it becomes a habit, and they change themselves. So that is why he has rightly said that whenever the person meets a very pleasing personality, very positive personality, and you change it, like the big. So as I was saying, uh, you are an average of 5 people whom you meet every day, you discuss every day, and meet very often 15 days personally. In this COVID world, it's not possible to meet in person, but I would say that in a city, you can make your mastermind group, and you can meet them at least in once in a month or 15 days. So you will definitely change. So you need to have a circle with a very positive people, and that will give you a lot of happiness. So researchers have discovered that even the humor. So what generally happens, nobody likes the monotony. If somebody talks very monotonous, nobody wants to talk to him. If somebody adds some humor to it, like a PPT presentation in an office, or in any college professor or a teacher in a school, if he's not humorous, he's very much strict, and he wants to go in a monotonous way teaching some subject, nobody will learn it. So it is said that you need to create something humorous, so that that gets into the head of the student or the employees or your audience, So they get spellbound with your presentation. You will see some of the professors in a college, when he or she teaches, entire classes, there is a pin drop silence. But in some teachers whom they don't like, they will put down the books or some pen down and they will create a lot of commotion. So you, that skill set you need to bring in today's world. And in this COVID virtual scenario, you require it more because you are not meeting often. Because we are moving to a hybrid culture now. It will have an offline and an online together. So you need to spread that happiness among. You need to speak, create an impact in such a way that your audience has something that when they hear you, they hear Archana, they feel that okay, she's talking something which inspires me, brings some happiness. My muscles and my cells get energized, and I feel happy the whole day. You see, if a morning time ritual, some of the people follow the ritual. They wake up early morning, they follow the morning rituals, and they're happy throughout the day. They do some yoga and all those things. So it depends upon lot of stuff, lot of factors. It doesn't depend upon one factor, but you need to make, like in a food, you need to, all the recipes, ingredients, you have to put it properly to make a proper food. Similarly, happiness is also a lot of ingredients, the people whom you meet, and whatever your daily routine, and a lot of factors comes into picture, and then only your happiness comes in. So that is why it is said that skillfully, you need to use very skillfully, you need to grease it. We are educated to make things simpler, not complex. Generally what happens, we make things complex and we lose our happiness because Archana doesn't listen to me, other person doesn't listen to me. I feel happy, why, what the hell, why she's not listening to me, instead of looking behind on my, how am I delivering it. So that needs to be taken care very skillfully and put some humor and all, and that will reduce hostility, criticism, and all the tension will come up. So happiness factor will increase in this way.
Right. I'll tell you a very interesting episode, Mr. Mehato. I'd gone to my dentist, and you know what? I was very surprised when, say, I'm not very close to my dentist, so he's just a dentist who looks after my teeth. So he observed my teeth, and he checked around, and he checked, and he said, "Ashra, seems to be you are under a lot of stress." I was like, "What? How can a dentist say this? I never discussed my stress with this gentleman. How is he saying it?" So he says, your jaw is telling me, your jaw is telling me that you are stressed. When we are stressed, we naturally tend to clamp down on our teeth, right? So we just purse our lips together and shut down. We just try to press down on the teeth, and that strengthens the jaw muscles. I was like, oh my God. So so he said, see what impact it is having. And that is also causing a lot to the structure of your teeth, which is causing you problems. Okay. So I realized that when stress can have so much of impact physically, a person who is just looking at my teeth is telling that I am stressed. What might the stress be here? Right? It is not seen. It's not seen. The emotional pressure that we undergo. Sometimes we are not able to express and we just explode it on anybody and everybody that we come across. So we make everybody the scapegoat. This especially is true in case of people who are in authority. Let me say my boss or my manager. He knows that I will not retaliate, or maybe I do it to my subordinates. No, I don't, because I have been understanding the emotional intelligence a lot, especially in these COVID times, and have also been able to apply it to my teaching sessions, wherein the focus is not simply on academic development, but also on developing the emotional quotient. So like Dilip sir interestingly makes a note that there is difference between how women react to a situation, how men react, and the way in which they apply humor. Right now, humor is something which actually should cause joy to the person's heart, whoever is listening to you. But if my humor is aimed at humiliating the person, I'm doing more damage than quelling the situation which has arisen. So what Sir says is, women have a humor which expresses caring, warmth, support. I guess it is all because of the motherly instinct that is inbuilt in the women, while men are a little more brash. And I don't say that they do it on purpose. They may not realize that this can actually hurt the other person, right? So they are a little more on the other side. That again depends on how the male and the female brain is designed. The female brain is more focused on the caring, the love, and the forgiveness aspect, while the male brain is more analytical and logical thinking. And that must be the reason. But whoever it is, when it is a boss, it may be a male or a female, we need to consciously bring in this facility of emotional intelligence, so that we are more connected to our people and help the organization grow in a positive aspect rather than the negative. So, Sir says the role of business should be to enhance the sum of human happiness. And happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue. You chase happiness, it is not going to come to you, it comes to you naturally. So the only thing we can never get enough of is love. And this is profound. Not the material wealth, not the material possessions. I don't think there can be any person who can say that I have enough of love, I don't require love anymore, right? Neither is any person so poor that he cannot give love. So this is a very profound thought by Henry Miller. The only thing we can never get enough of is love. The only thing we can never give enough of is love. The more I give, the more I grow, right? So this is one thing which never diminishes. The more we give, the more we get. So I think that that's a beautiful thought, Mr. Mahato.
Yeah. So here I will state a story. Like, I had an English teacher. Even she scolds some of us. It's so pleasing. The way she speaks. So the relationship between two person is again depends upon the tone of speech. Happiness also. If the tone of speech is so bad, even if she says, get out, so it sounds so good. And somebody, other English teacher, get out. So that whole day your happiness goes off. A tone also depends a lot. So we need to improve our tone. So some people will say that tone is not good. Even he wants to do good some people, but people don't like it. Tone is the, and the most important example, if you're from a convent school, you'll see the sisters and nuns. They speak so politely. Even if they scold you, you feel that. So they have mastered that art, how to speak, how to speak. That thing also matters a lot in our life. In a boss also, if your boss speaks very cool, calm, and a very, very soft way, people like him. Although sometimes people take disadvantage of him, but he knows how to, over the years, he knows how to handle those people also. But a person who is always grumpy face, what you spoke about a while ago, and he speaks very harsh in a very high tone, nobody likes it. So again, the in a business, you need to have that tone should be the correct one. And it is rightly said, happiness cannot be pursued. It's an outcome of what you do. It's an outcome. You need to do, it should be a result of something, some action, what you do. And yeah, the only thing we cannot get enough is love again. So if you give something, it comes back to you in some way. If I do something to Archana may not do something, that is my credit. Somebody else comes and does. I have experienced this in life. That is why I advise people to get enough of credits, enough of credit. As I a while ago I said that God gives you what you ask, doesn't give you what you ask. God gives you what you need, because he knows better than you. People need a lot of things. I want this, I want this. You don't get it. Even the richest person cannot afford what he wants, because it's again a result of a lot of multiple factors. So laughter is again the food of the soul. This is very like spirituality. So generally what happens in a child, we are very happy. Again, we go through that lot of growth, wealth, in the pursuit of lot of things, materialistic thing, and we become unhappiness. If as we cross the middle age, then again we think that what all we have gained. I struggled a lot. Early morning, I used to go to office. I come back. I take care of my family. Still, I'm not happy. So what is missing? So again, we go to the spirituality. So when you go to the spirituality, we learn that laughter is the food. You take food for your body. Your mind requires reading and reading books and all the knowledge you get. So laughter is a food for your soul. So you need to laugh a lot. Like it is said that if you don't get an opportunity early morning, you go to the mirror and laugh at yourself. If you laugh at yourself and you speak something and you say you are the best, you can do anything, that affirmation early morning will help you to bring positive energy among you. And after that you do some exercises, your day will go very good. So we
Right.
can't live. So laugh has to laugh. In a like somebody is presenting something, is there is no humor, nobody likes it. So you need to create an environment so that the happiness factor increases, whether it be an organization, a family, or anywhere in the world, a country also. They need to create that harmonious environment among the people, instead of all the politics and whatever they do to gain their vested interest. They should create this happiness factor. This is a need of the hour for the entire universe. I can say everybody requires it, so that people can have a very good life. A small child who is born, he should get a better life.
Oh, yes.
It's not like he
We are
should get a
very
better.
biologically designed, Mr. Meheto.
That is that is why many ding couple has come up now. Ding couple means double income, no kid. They don't want that kid to come because they are not happiness. They say that we are only suffering. Why should we? Some people are sing couple is also. If you Google, you will get all these terms have come up over the last 15, 20 years. So single income, no kid. They're saying we are only suffering. We are not happy. Why should I bring some person to this earth and he also goes through the same phase? It is right. Many places. Some people, less than 1% of people in the world, are privileged enough to live a very life what they want. But think of the other 90 to 99% people. They don't get what they require, because this universe is there. After you die, you don't take your wealth, but still they will acquire all your wealth and it doesn't get equally distributed. So all those factors, happiness, your laughter, your morning rituals, and what you like to do, and how you want to help people, is a summation of everything. The humor what you bring. And one more thing, you need to be very careful. I'll say humor also, you need to be very tactful in using. Some people get hurt by the humor. They say that you're teasing them, you are teasing them of their weakness or something. You need to be very, very careful while using humor, because some people get disheartened and you might lose a very good friend. Some of the best friends have gone apart because of some humor. He's saying that he's pointing at me, and people do point at someone. You will see something, they speak in such a way that to hurt some other person. They speak to one, but they want to hurt some other person. So that is also a cause of unhappiness in the world. So you need to be very, very tactful. Sometimes you don't, your intentions are correct, but but the other person takes it in the other way, and you lose the friendship and ultimately happiness. So happiness is a combination of a lot of factors, and it comes with experience. But humor, I'll say, you need to use skillfully. Why the author has written skillfully? You need to be very, very tactful in using it. Very, very skillful. If you don't know, please don't use it.
Exactly. So the bottom line, Mr. Meheto, is laugh with people, not laugh at people, right? And
Yes, yes.
it will drive away people. So like Sir says, we can't live without laughter. If we don't laugh, we disintegrate and then we die, slowly pine away. So I think all of us can relate to this. We are all human, and yes, we undergo a plethora of emotions on a daily basis. But then, whatever the reason, whatever state of mind we are in, you see somebody smile, and for a minute we forget everything. So we are we are designed that way. We are designed not to harbor all of these ill will and everything. And it is only the smile and laughter which at the end of the day helps us tide away. Just like looking at a baby gives immense pleasure. Not necessarily that it is our baby, it may be any baby. Just looking at a baby brings a smile to your lips automatically. It drives away all tensions. Like I had read somewhere wherein there was this man who was staring angrily at a baby which was chuckling. That is so very sad. So a smiling baby brings joy to the heart, and if a person is not able to smile looking at that innocent face, I don't know what else can make him or her smile. So that's a very sad fact of life. Many people are undergoing that because of the innumerable things which the 21st century has laid out. And like you correctly pointed out, Mr. Mehta, the COVID situation has actually distanced people. We are more connected virtually, but emotionally, we have grown distant. So I think it is a very sad thing. Uh, and this particular article has actually opened up so many doors of thought for me, Mr. Mahathir.
Yeah. So people should smile. Always you like a smile in your face. You need to have that smiling face. Always. And you should know when to smile. Sometimes smile is also like your, I told, a smile also, a smile something, people think that he's smiling on his negativities or his weakness. So we need to learn life is again an art. It is life, it is a leadership, innovation, fellowship, entrepreneurship. Life is an art. You need to live life. You need to handle people, how to handle people. To smile, you should know when to smile, when not to smile. If you smile at the wrong time, again the happiness goes off. So life is again a practice. It's a series of practice you need to learn. You need to learn when to laugh, when to show your humor. Lot of factors comes into picture. Like is a happiness factor is a you cannot formalize like a we have a factor. A lot of formulas are there for factor, but you cannot make a formula for happiness factor because it's a very complex structure, and it depends from person to person. Like you said that some person was not laughing at a baby because that person might have gone something in his life and he lost the laugh in his life. He has seen hardships from the very beginning, and he has seen that environment. He might be in that environment. Again, the environment also has lots to do with a person, how what he goes through. Very less person also in a very negative environment also he becomes positive. Very less person, the percentage is very less. But if you have a good environment, even the bad people also comes up to become a good person, and he spreads happiness among everyone. So you need to have a few friends whom you can talk and understand your weakness, and your feedback mechanism is very important. You need to have a very good feedback mechanism. Big organizations or big institutions or big families that fall apart because of the feedback mechanism. You are the Archana, you might be a boss of your family, but if you don't treat properly with your kids and your family members, and you don't take their feedback whether they like how you treat or not, your family might fall apart one day. So feedback mechanism is also one of the cause of unhappiness. You don't follow it. Big organization, big nations have fall apart because of the feedback mechanism. We need to understand the feedback, what other people think of that, and after that you can uh, inculcate those skills within you, what is good for others as well as you. First you, then others. So you need to have everything, your friends, your family members, and your colleagues. You need to gather a lot of information from them, and after based on that only you can build up a very pleasing personality whom a person is emotionally connected when they feel extraordinarily happy when they meet you. So that thing you need to develop.
Yes, Mr. Mahato. So nowadays we see people go around with plastic smiles put on their face. So it is very clearly reflected that, the happiness is not genuine. When the person
Genuine.
is happy internally, the smile is reflected not only on the lips but also in the eyes. And this
Yes.
genuinity actually touches the heart of the other person. And it should
Yes.
always be that there are some people in all of our lives, Mr. Mahato, thinking about them naturally brings a smile on their face. So we should try to be that sort of a person rather
That
than,
sort of person.
God, what a mess this person is, right? And so, like Mr. Dilip Mukerjea says, it costs nothing, it creates much. Undoubtedly, I think the more lavish you are at spending this happiness quotient or the smile, the more richer you are, and you will increase not only as a good human, your worth will increase not only as a good human being, but people will remember you long after you are gone. Nobody
Yeah.
remembers how wealthy you were and what you did, but then how you made them feel is something which I
Yeah.
think people will remember forever and ever. That leaves a deep
Yes.
imprint. So, when somebody is discouraged, upset, unhappy, not necessary that you give them words of wisdom and try to encourage them, just a smile is enough. I think that will light up. So, it is something like the sunshine to the sad, is
Sunshine.
like what Sir says. And he says, cannot be begged, bought, borrowed, or stolen. You have it, you give it. You do it genuinely, it comes back to you multifold, not necessarily from the same person, but maybe from some other person. And this reflects in the organization as well. All the more important when today individuals, executives are driven with data, statistics, profit gains, right? So I think all of this will be multiplied provided you are able to create that conducive atmosphere in your organization. You have that healthy quotient with your team members, with your employees, wherein it benefits them internally, enriches them mentally. It should never be that, like we see, we have the Monday blues. People call it the Monday blues. Weekends go very happily, but again, Monday morning, people are grumpy. Another week of work. I think that's no attitude to live a life with, or even to discharge your responsibilities. Every day is a fresh day, a new life which God has given to us. And if we are starting it on a negative note, obviously everything is going to be negative. But when will a person be encouraged to be happy to go to work? When he knows that the person whom he is going to interact with you is going to be a source of joy and not going to be a pain in the neck. So I think that is where we need to help improve our happiness quotient by first being happy at ourselves. Like you said, Mr. Mahato, no reason to laugh. Stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, laugh, make yourself feel very good. And laughter actually releases these hormones which help connect the synapses very strong, and your mind becomes even invigorated. And that's the reason that we have laughter clubs now. That I don't know how it is, but the laughter clubs, why do they do that? So that at least artificially they are able to generate those hormones,
Definitely.
and the
Yes.
neurotransmitters are able to benefit the body both psychologically as well as physically. So why do we need to go into these artificial measures? Why not inculcate it in our daily lives by bringing back the small things that gives joy in the life of a person?
This reminds me of an incident or an organization which I've come through. Make a Wish Foundation. I don't know whether you have heard it or not. What generally they do, that is an organization like Rotary. Uh, Somebody is in the deathbed in an hospital last few months or so. They might have some wish, last wish. Suppose, Archana, you want to meet Sachin Tendulkar when you are in your last stage. So this organization, what they do, they have a list of such people and their wish, and they circulate among the volunteers, whoever the volunteer, like you want to volunteer. Some people are ready to have a connect with Tendulkar, then they can get Tendulkar it. Some people don't have time to go. So you have to go to the hospital or the place in the house where they are, and you have to find it out what is their wish. So one wish was a meeting Tendulkar. So he came to know after talking 3 4 visits to the hospital. He came to know what you don't have to tell him or her, the patient. You need to find it out and you have to note it down. After that, you have to go to the Make a Wish Foundation, make a note. Then you find the contacts and get a person. So such thing happens. The person, after you meet that person, get the wish fulfilled, you don't look back at that person. There is no emotion there. You make the person happy and forget it, go to the other person, make happy. So a lot of volunteers are there for that. One of the small girls, she was around 12 years old, experience. This is an incident in Bangalore only. She wanted to become a traffic policeman. So what they did in Madiwala police station, uh, the the traffic police head, he stitched the clothes of that girl, and in the Madiwala whole day she did all the traffic signaling with the cops, the traffic policemen. So she did, and she was so happy. And after that, she went back, and after that, what is destiny? People go as per the destiny. One guy was there. He wanted to go the tractor in a field. You want to ride a tractor in a field. So one person arranged in Mysore a tractor, and he went around and plowed the field. The entire family got together and they gave a small replica of tractor to that person. You can sing in the last stage of your life, your last wish is being fulfilled, and you get a replica of a tractor also. Your entire family is brought together, whole day you plow the field along with that person. So how happy you are. So you need to look back in a person. So this was just an example. You look back in a person. Archana, what Archana likes. Sometimes your friends and all, they should like your friend. You are very happy, very unhappy. You are not listening to your parents. You have a lot of problem. Once, as some of your friends comes, you start giggling. Why? Because you feel better. That emotional connect. So we, in this materialistic world, we forget that. So you need to bring that in a person. If you are there, that is your duty as a person. People around you, your kith and care, how to bring the happiness among. We can spread happiness if we know the other person properly, what Archana actually wants. So Make a Wish Foundation is a very good example here. You should understand what the other person needs, because I need to have this, I will be happy, but sometimes we don't express it. So your friend sometimes comes and talks to you and finds it out what you need, and he brings that thing, and you are very, very happy. And your father and mother thinks, we gave whatever she liked, but she was not happy. But her friend brought something and she is so happy. So we need to find it a happiness factor. To bring the happiness factor, you need to understand people also what they require. You need to talk to them also. Understand the way everybody's wavelength is totally different. Tackling different people is a different way. Tackling Archana and tackling some other person is a totally different way, because Archana is a unique. She's a different brand altogether. Brain twins with Archana is she's a brand. She's a different or to unique. So you need to understand people as well, whether it be an organization, a family, or a nation, or anywhere in the world. You need to understand the people. If you understand the people, you can bring happiness. And when you bring happiness to the person, other person also thought process. I say thoughtometer keeps on running, and they also try to think, if Archana can do it, why can't I also do something to bring happiness to her? So it again depends upon the circle whom you live. That is why I say you are a summation of the people whom are you living with, or you are meeting daily, you are talking daily, or you have a good circle of friends whom you, even if you talk after 6 months, but you feel happy. If you speak to your class through class 1 or 2 students, still you are in touch. The happiness what you feel is immeasurable. What you say, Archana?
I completely agree to that, Mr. Mehato. And Make-A-Wish Foundation is undoubtedly doing yeoman service, especially to little ones who are uh, who are leaving the world too very fast, and they have many unfulfilled desires, and just helping them fulfill one such thing which gives immeasurable joy, and the child will cherish it forever. So even we as adults, when we are surprised with something which we really wanted or which we really enjoyed, we undergo so many emotions and we remain happy for a very long time. So it is completely understandable how a little one must be feeling, who doesn't even know what life is and what is happening to him. Why should he leave the world so very fast? If somebody is volunteering to bring joy to these little hearts, I think that is commendable service, Mr. Mahato. And yes, smile, laughter is something which costs us nothing, costs us practically nothing. And like you said, yes, when you know a person well, a person need not even tell you what makes him happy. He or she will know, okay, this is what will give joy to this person. And they can surprise you in moments when you are down in the doldrums and you are so very depressed and feeling that, it's over, I'm nothing. So this small gesture from somebody who understands you can go a long way in uplifting the spirit. It is not only that we have to understand a person completely or thoroughly in order to make him happy. Just a small smile. Like, for example, Mr. Mehato, we are traveling and we come across a co passenger who has a very smiling disposition and a very pleasant demeanor. We remember the person for ages. Don't you agree? I may not know the
Yes,
person personally. I must have shared the same seat with the person, maybe for half an hour or for an hour. But I will remember this person forever in my life because of the aura, because of the smiling
yes,
disposition that this person has. So I think smile is one thing which actually has the potential to bring out the best, and I completely believe in that. The distance between the two ears, the smile, is one thing which is the best distance which is traversed ever. Right,
I
so
agree
that
with you.
was a lovely thought, and I think it releases a lot of oxytocin and the mushy hormones. And I feel really happy having had this discussion, Mr. Mahato. And I'm really thankful to to Mr. Dilip Mukerjea, sir, for having brought up this topic and given us a very nice aspect to discuss and dwell upon, share our thoughts, also exchange a lot of smiles and laughter,
Yes.
right? I and There was one thing that you mentioned, which actually, you know, sent me or gave me a lot of joy. It made me feel so very happy. So thank you for that, Mr. Mehta. I'm not able to put my finger on it as to what point made me very joyous, but then undoubtedly your views on it gave me a lot of pleasure. So thank you for that, Mr. Mehta. So talking
Welcome.
about Mr. Mukherjee, he is not only a master at mind maps, but also an artist, a painter of incomparable talent. I would be showcasing some of his paintings also when Sir himself comes online with us. And you have been exposed to his command over the language and also the way he expresses. He has a very impactful presentation. You would love meeting this gentleman in person. And he is the author of several books, visual thinking, visual mapping. Now, these are all concepts which are actually coming into fore in today's world when the focus has changed more from the rote memory to the cognitive memory. So I think his books will be of invaluable addition to your library to increase and enhance your knowledge and skills. So, sir composes not only academic textbooks, but also books which are helpful for organizations at all levels from different perspectives, from the management perspective, from the employee perspective as well. So go book your copy today and get enlightened to this beautiful treasure house of knowledge that we have in Braindancing Bytes and all of the works of Dilip Mukerjea, sir. So thank you, Mr. Mahato, for being part of Brain Tunes with Archana, discussing Brain Dancing Bytes. And this is in collaboration with Radio Brain Rhyme. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks to Archana Madhusudan for inviting me again to your show, Brain Tunes with Archana. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Mr. Mahato. Bye-bye.